So after outgrowing my little shed workshop, I decided it was time for me to build a bigger little shed workshop. And so this is the story of how I went about building my new shed. So I started by putting together some rough plans on SketchUp, starting with the inside and then working on the design of the actual shed itself. This gave me a good idea of how much material I was going to need. I ended up with a step-by-step guide to how I wanted to build my shed, with 1 or 2 modifications along the way. So these pictures here are from when I moved my little shed, but the idea is the same. You dig out the holes, fill them with concrete pads, put down a weed sheet and put the breeze blocks on top of the weed sheet on top of the pads. So this is the layout for my new shed. It just gives me an idea of where I need to dig the holes. So when the holes are dug and the concrete's set and everything's level, we can get on with cutting up the timber. Once all the timbers were cut, I set about putting together the frame for the base. I'm using treated 4x2s here. The 2 long sides are 4.8 meters and the short sides are 3 meters. Basically just lined them up, put 2 screws in each corner to give myself a rectangular frame. So for the screws I'm using these 5x100 turbo gold self drilling wood screws. I bought a box of 1,000, I think I got them from either Screwfix or Toolstation, I'm not sure which. Then wherever I needed smaller screws, I would use these 5x70mm forge fast wood screws. These were also self-drilling. I got a box of 450. So using the 100mm screws, I started putting in the joists. I'm using a spacer here just to help me get my spacing between the joists correct. I'm also using a little speed clamp, quick clamp, whatever you want to call them, to hold the joist in place while I drive the screws home. So this is repeated all the way down until one side's done. And then I use the same spacer on the other side to ensure that everything is nice and square. So even though the screws are self-drilling, I'm still going to use pilot holes because I just want to give the screws a bit of a start, and also I don't want to risk cracking the timber. So here I'm just marking out the joists so I know where to put my noggins. So I'm going to position my noggins so that they are on the edge of the OSB sheets that I'm using for the floor. It was at this point that I realised I'd made a mistake. So just like Carl Pope did on his shed build video, I forgot to put my weed sheet down. If you're not aware of Carl Pope, then you should look him up on YouTube. He does a lot of great woodworking videos. He did a really good shed build. Yeah, check him out, he's really good. I'll leave a link to his YouTube channel in the description below. Anyway, so here we are. We've moved the base out of the way, and with the help of my dad and my son, moved the concrete breeze blocks, rolled back the weed sheet. I had to feel the concrete pads through the weed sheet so I knew where to place the breeze blocks, and we just worked our way along until it was all done. As soon as all the breeze blocks were back in place, we lifted the timber base back over and placed it on top of the blocks. I also cut up some damp proof strips to place on top of the breeze blocks underneath the timber. So here I'm just trimming the weed sheet back to get rid of the excess. And then finally I could get back on with putting the noggins in, just like nothing had ever happened. Except it did happen. You just saw that. So yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, please ensure to subscribe and hit the notification button so that you'll be notified when part 2 is up, where I'll be doing some more shed building stuff. Cheers. See you next time.